Has CM Punk's wrestling career come to an end? Following his altercation with Jack Perry at All In last week, Punk has been fired from AEW by Tony Khan. Punk returned to AEW on the premiere episode of Collision on June 17 after being absent for 9 months due to being suspended for getting into an altercation with the Elite following All Out on September 4 of last year. Punk's time in AEW was nothing short of a disaster. He was a radioactive pariah that seemed to be suffering from some sort of inner turmoil that ultimately ended his time in AEW. He might call himself straight edge. However, he doesn't look like he spends a lot of time taking care of his body or his mental health. Unfortunately for Punk, AEW was probably the last stop in his wrestling career. There is no way that the WWE would want to bring back the train wreck that is CM Punk. AEW tried to do everything possible to make the CM Punk experiment a success. He debuted in Chicago, his hometown, in 2021. He was a 2-time AEW World Champion. All Out took place in Chicago last year, and is in Chicago again this year. The premiere show of AEW Collision also took place in Chicago, where CM Punk made his return. He hasn't been on Dynamite since his altercation with the Elite last year, in order to keep tensions as low as possible. Unfortunately, none of Tony Khan's efforts to protect Punk from himself were successful. Thus, Punk has effectively been forced into retirement. Punk turns 45 next month and he is now back on the outside looking in. I hope he saved up enough money and properly invested it, because his days as a wrestler headlining major promotions is over. It's one thing if a wrestler has substance abuse issues or other personal problems. However, when you have locker room problems, and are unable to get along with other wrestlers, you get the kiss of death. Ultimately, it seems Punk should have stayed retired and never have come back. I feel sorry for AJ Lee.